Hi guys, welcome back to my studio. My name is Beatrice Ajayi. I am an artist based in Glasgow. Welcome to my studio. Here I like to share all the things I'm doing in my studio and also the different techniques and the mediums I'm using. So let's get started today with what I want to share with you guys, because I've been realizing I need to show you more of my art and maybe discuss a bit more about my artwork than I've been doing. So I'm going to share some of the stuff I've done this week, just to show you what I've been doing and the ideas that I have, and also trying to be that authentic self. This is always a question as artists that we're always asking. Are we original? What is it about our work that stands out? And I've been going back and forth. I think I briefly mentioned last week, is to try and consolidate. This has been a thing that's been going on for some years now, trying to consolidate the different mediums that I use and also the different subject matters that I discuss in my artwork, and I'm really trying to figure out what to do about it. But regardless of that, I went back to one of my old loves, which was creating my stags. So I'll give you an example now. I've got one here. I'll show you some more as well. So this is one of my stags, and I created this piece. When was this? Did I have the date on it? I don't have the date on it, but I would say it's at least 2 years ago. And I really love the way that this one turned out. I love the fact that he's sitting on the grass, and I really love the way that he turned out. And I wanted to go back to doing some more of my stags, because I'm trying to find my authentic self, as I've said, and trying to look at what it was that I really enjoyed doing without thinking too much in the past, and trying to bring that all together. So I'll show you where I've gone with everything, but let's just have a peek around the studio to see some more of my artwork. Since I saw you guys last week, I have been working on some pieces. I don't think I showed you this because this happened after I finished my video with you guys last week. As I said, I've been trying to consolidate like my floral interest and my stags, and also just different parts of nature. I've got here some bees in here. I still have to finish this piece because I want to make them brighter. And I've noticed as well that this piece, I can still feel the texture of the canvas. So I love the way that the result came out with this. But for this one, I think I put mixed mediums on it, and it's a lot smoother in areas, the canvas. So trying to get that same catch with the brush didn't quite happen with this one. So it's come out slightly different in the effect of the flower. But I'm going to have a look and see what I can do with that. So I don't know if you can notice what I mean. This is kind of more like, I feel like the brush caught more. So the way this came out more, I feel like I really enjoyed this better than this one at the moment. But we'll see. if I can adjust that a little bit, but that's the detail for me. And so I did these two flowers separately more recently. This I'd done days before that, and it was a different piece from this before I went into it as well. I didn't show the process for this, but I actually made it darker and added some more lighter areas over this piece. So the stags I've always loved doing. I've got another one up here as well, and I worked on this as well this week. It was completely different before. I've kind of brought in more of what I've learned recently and the way I wanted it to look against the background, a bit more pronounced. It was too blended in before. So yeah, I really love the way that this one has turned out, and seeing them together like this, because I'd love to make bigger paintings. So that whole idea of bringing the stag together with nature, I really love this idea here of like a triptych kind of layout. They're not exactly the same size, I don't think, but that idea of a triptych really, I thought, made it a lot easier for me to absorb, making, you know, these two different elements come together for me in the process I'm going through right now. I know that in the future I'll be able to put them all on the same canvas once I understand the dynamics. So I just thought it was really amazing to discover that I could do different parts and put them together, because I've been trying to figure different ways of doing this. It's almost like a mathematical equation. I have been thinking, should I put flowers in the hair? And it just didn't work for me. I wanted to see the stag. And then different things I've been trying. I'll show you some of the sketches I've been doing recently as well. And this just made it easier for me to have this play across the canvas and to have this area of rest. And I'm tempted to bring some of this light area into this and into this if I was making them a complete triptych. But I know how I'll go if I have a longer piece in future. I just love the way it looked. The color story, I love it as well. And so, yeah, trying to consolidate, as I said, and it's really, I'm enjoying the process a lot. So also another thing I wanted to say to you guys is that as I'm showing you this, I want you to understand that my artwork is for sale. I am an artist and they are for sale. So if at any point you see something you love, you want as a gift for yourself or for family members, please let me know in the comments. Please do contact me, because I will ship anywhere on the earth. I've had this thought in my head for some time where I am limiting myself in my creativity, and I want to be able to share my artwork with everyone. So let me know if you want any art piece here. If you want to know more about any piece that you see, let me know, because I will actually send that to you. I will have them for sale. They are for sale, I should say. So yeah, different pieces I've been making, trying to get color stories, trying to get, you know, series working together, like these two here. So if I remove these ones, you will see that, so this is another set that I've been working on this week. And again, these were just plain backgrounds. I hadn't put anything on these yet. I'd kind of just had the wash of the inks in the background, and then I decided to go back to my stags, and these guys turned up, and I really love the detail of the colors, and keeping some areas peeking through to the background as well, and bringing in these characters, and I love them. And working with the antlers, trying to add different colors in these antlers. I'm really tempted to put some gold in it, but I don't want to do that. It's not every single one that I want to put that gold or copper metallic paint on. Also, I would like to put gold leaf as well at some point, but not necessarily for these guys. I just want to keep things simple for myself for the moment. But I remembered that I really loved creating these guys. Sorry if my voice is a bit squeaky. I feel like it's squeaky. I've just woken up and I was excited to get into the studio and share what I've been doing for this week, for this last week, yeah, since I saw you. So anyway, I love these two. They are a combined piece and I enjoyed kind of creating them together so that they'd have a similar color story. So I'm really trying to work on that whole idea of color story. And as I've said again, these are for sale. And these are just on canvas. This is stretch canvas, but it's really nice when they're framed. So I don't always frame the pieces because I know that the clients might have a different background they want with this for their house. A different color might be required from whatever I put. So I think that I usually just leave that for the client to decide. And also for shipment, it's lighter to ship as well. So as I said before, I will ship anywhere on this earth. So let me know and I'll tell you the pricing of whatever piece you're interested in, and then also I will ship. So yeah, these two, I really love them as well. They're so colorful and they're unique pieces to have up. And sometimes I name them after like Scottish names. So I'm just trying to put it down here. There we go. What else did I want to share? Right, okay, if I just pan round. These guys as well, I absolutely love them. Another set here of these two stags. And these ones, I wanted to experiment with my drip. The drip that I usually have in my stags. So I used some of the ink and got this to drip. Let's see, just make sure that it's clear. There we go. Yes, I got some of the ink to drip on this one. I added some gray. I really enjoyed creating this piece as well. These were also pieces that didn't really have anything on them. And I just worked on this through the week. So, and I've also drawn on it with some, I'm trying to think if this was a Prismacolor crayon pencil or even a woody stick as well. So I really enjoyed creating these ones. And so I'm also looking at that, the color story and the palette for clients who might want something kind of lighter in the background, not too dark. So I really enjoyed going with this color here. There was already a hint of it on it. It was like a green in the background. But I kind of went over that with some more of the paint to make it a bit, yeah, that's a bit of hair that was sitting on that. Yeah, so I made it a little bit lighter at the top and then it's more of a gray at the bottom. So yeah, I really enjoyed doing that one as well. And going with the color story, I had this blue one here. It was completely different from this. I had a stag on this that was facing the opposite way. I've had it for a long time and I didn't think that it fitted in with what I was doing today and how I would do the stag today. So I really loved this one. This is one of my favorite ones because just the way the color is at the top. I really love that dynamic, this hints of green and yellow. And then he's quite stark against it with the blues. And I just love the way he looks completely. He's so gorgeous. So yeah, this was a lot of fun doing all this week. And I actually have some more down here. These two I've had from a couple of years back now. As I'm saying, I have quite a lot of pieces. Ooh, this is upside down. I have different pieces in my studio that I want to sell. So that is what I am going to be focusing on this video, is just to let you know that if there's anything you see, just let me know. I was working on this week as well. I've not finished this, girl. So yeah, actually what I will do is sit down and show you some of the sketches I've been doing, which are similar to this girl that you can see here. Yes, I'm trying to think of how much of the sketchbook I've already shown you, if at all. I cannot remember. But this is my first page in it. And one thing I wanted with this sketchbook was to have things that I would be proud of. I don't know what that means. Sometimes we put things in our sketchbook and we're like, oh no, what is this? What I tend to do though, anyway, is if I don't like something years on and I come back, I will change it. I will change it. It is my sketchbook. I can do what I want. So I will paint over it. I will do something else if I'm inspired to do something else over it. So if there's something I don't like in my sketchbook, I will change it. So yeah, I'm just going to go on and start showing you what I've been doing. So in this, I have been sketching and trying to practice my craft of creating pieces. I think I might have shown you some of this, so I might skip some bits, but I don't know if I remember showing you like my frogs that I painted. So you will probably see some frogs in the near future in some of my artwork. And then trying to think of ways to make art easy for me. So like I've drawn these sketches, and what I thought about is if I want to put these frogs, for example, into another artwork of mine, I will just take a picture or scan this and I will collage it, and then I will paint over it. And these are ways of making things easier for yourself in your creative journey. That is what I'm trying to find, is how to cut out the repetitive steps, the steps that get in the way. I mean, you can draw something and you're like, oh my goodness, that's so lovely, I love it. Can I repeat it again? You don't have to straight away. You don't have to repeat the exact same standard or quality straight away. What you can do is you can repurpose the same image. So I plan to, like, if I've sketched like this bird, for example, I will just take a picture and I will collage that into another piece, and then I will paint over that. I will add extra elements to make this a new piece, and that's what I'm planning to do. I'm going to try and find, it's not a cheat sheet because I did have to draw the piece from the reference. I use reference-wise, I use Unsplash, and I use maybe Pexels or Pixabay, because I had someone comment and ask me where I get my inspiration for my images from, and it's usually portraiture from, well, it's different elements from Unsplash. You can kind of search for different topics. So, and then obviously you get inspiration from other artists that you see around you, and if a conversation kind of links in with what it is you're trying to do, you would use a similar technique. But if it doesn't, then obviously you wouldn't use it. So things that remind me or inspire me or explain something that I've been thinking about in a way that I think is more pronounced, then I will tap into the inspiration for that. So that's kind of how I get my ideas. Sometimes I have a conversation going on in my head and I see something and then it reminds me of something else. And that's how it's always a constant back and forth of information swap and and just learning as well. So you have to do the work. Like you have to do the practice work of the sketching. Here I sketched this flowers here, and then I try to put some color into it on this side. And I wasn't sure how I felt about that, but I did it anyway, so that's fine. Let's see. I feel like I've shared some of this. I'll go to what I want to specifically share. So part of it is, as I've been saying, I've been doing sketches of my stags because I want to be able to add them into my paintings. So like I'm saying, the legwork. You have to start doing your ideas. You have to start sketching them down and trying to get into a place where you can start melding them. So here was me trying to mix in some of my floral elements. And I continue to do that. And this actually came back and added, I only had the stag, and then I came and added the girl into this piece here. And a little bee at the top here as well. So this is me coming closer to what I'm trying to create. But these are sketches, as I'm saying. So I have this sketch here where I'm trying to work on a girl, and I've used along the whole page, her hair is going across here. And I thought I might use this part for landscapes, where her hair is moving over, so that blend that in. I've got a bird because I love my nature. I've got a flower as well. No bees in this one, I don't think. Or butterflies. Those are the two I've been using recently. And I don't know if I mentioned in my last video about thinking of the creatures I've been putting in this, like the bee, the butterfly, the bird. They all have wings, and I see them as messengers. So this one is one of the pages I'm not too happy with, but I will show you anyway because it's not all perfection. So I've got a butterfly here. I like that. I've got some flowers, but you can see that the face is still, I feel like I'm still struggling with the face. I don't like the way that that looks. Or it could be more improved. I don't know. There's positive ways of saying things. Here I'm looking at this again. So I've added the butterfly, the flowers, the face. And then here I just wanted to deal with the face and maybe change the hair. Not really sure about that hair. Here I'm starting to go back to drawing some more of my stags, and I'm looking at the direction that they're facing, their composition, where their face is going. Some more. So I did a lot of stags that I just wanted to add the flowers in. Don't know if you can see that. Flowers, the bees. So this is me trying to focus on just the stag by itself. Add in some landscape. So there's like landscape in the background, some trees, the flowers, bees. I also like to put script into my work. So I've added some writing in these ones. They don't say anything specific, as I said before. More sketching. So, and here I've added a bird in here. Like I was saying before, I wanted to start adding some things in the antlers, and I might still do that. I like the way it looked. It's just how I bring this about. And also you can see in the stags here that I've got eyes in them and their faces. That's not necessarily the way that I will do them, but I just wanted to follow the sketch that I was doing as close as possible so that it helps me with placement. And when I'm painting things, it's not that I want to make an eye exactly, but I just want to be able to know anatomically where things are. So this is another one. I don't know how clear these are, but trying to make a scene of birds and the stag and flowers, and going to, because one thing I wanted to do this year was to go into the realism side and then pull it back to my abstractions. So that is what I've been doing. So here I've got another stag painting sketch, and I've got the bees, flowers. The stag is going across the page here because it's split, and some more bees and flowers and a butterfly here, and some script at the bottom as well. So I'm trying to build a theme of what I would have my paintings look like. So I'm just going to be quick with as much as possible with these. There's so much to see, and I tried using some other animals here, so this was fun. This is fun. Trying to draw a tiger, butterfly, getting myself into a way of where I'm not thinking too much, scribbling across the page. Excuse me, trying to be as free as possible. Then I'm seeing that it's smudging a lot, so I started using my coloring pencils because I didn't want it to smudge. So this one that's red, I tried to sketch here leopard. So leopard and some flowers, butterfly. Across the page again, as usual, landscape in the background, thinking of those Scottish hills. Here I decided on a portraiture, so I really love this one. When I got to this point, I'd seen another artist do something similar with a different flower. I've seen quite a few of them where they blend it over. And so I really liked the way that that was. And to me, what popped into my head was that side of a hidden aspect of the person, about identity, about uniqueness. There was a whole bunch of things that came into my head, which is some of the words that I like to think about when I'm creating my artwork. So yeah, I decided to create my own girl. It wasn't the same plant as the other person. It wasn't the same eye. and it's a slightly different setup for the way that it looks and everything like that as well. So bringing it into my own style. And I have some stencils that have kind of a bee pattern. So I was like, I could bring some of that in because I've got so many bees. She's got like, this could be like dripping honey coming from the flower. And I also have this thing about teardrops, which I put into some of my artwork in other places. So I've put them here, but I sometimes put them in other areas. I brought in a bigger kind of honeycomb here with the bee as well. Butterfly, the landscape in the background, and I really love the way that this worked. Bringing in also some, some kind of angles as well. So like with here, using 3 of these rectangles at the side. I think I brought them in somewhere else. Let's see. Did I not? I usually bring them in somewhere else. I tried to repeat that pattern somewhere else. But I think because I had this angle, I was fine with it. So yeah, I wanted to thank also all the people who've been subscribing to my channel. So these are sketches I did. I did this on a train journey the other day to the dentist. I realized that the eye was very strange in this one, the placement of it. But you know what? I actually still like the way that I drew the lips, the nose. Again, the same theme of the flower, the bees, and putting in the rectangles here, those kind of geometric shapes, and here, and in 3s, butterfly. These are the teardrops, but this time, like I said, I put them somewhere else because usually they're just in the background of my paintings. Let me see if I can show you. I don't have any. Ooh, there's one. Yes. Like in some of my older digital work, I used to put them in. So this is kind of them as flowers here. I was trying to think if there's any other one. Yep, yeah, okay. Here as well, like this little teardrop here, teardrop there, teardrop. So I used to put them in my paintings. Like there's quite a lot of this. It rains in Scotland, so that was kind of the theme. Like the sky is raining. So I would put these in because I just loved the way that they looked. And this is what I'm saying, is this kind of crossover of looking at how I did this digital work. I love the background in this and the blending. And I want to be able to do that with my original pieces. So that is what I'm trying to bring in. So portraiture, I loved putting in a character. Then I love putting in wildlife. And this one, I can't see if I've got any kind of creatures in it. It's just her from the looks of it. She's got flowers there in her hair. And yeah, and the abstraction in the background. So let's see if I got any writing. Yeah, I do. It's not easy to see in this one, but usually I would put like a little bit of a scribble in the background saying something of the characters. So this one is not that clear. I can't see that in any of the other ones, but in my older work, I have some writing as well. And that's a consolidation I'm trying to say, how to bring it in all together with characters, with animals, the abstracted background. I want my paintings to go in this kind of direction where the background's very abstracted, but there's a lot of, the color story is correct. For me, it like all goes and it's enjoyable. I'm trying to work out how to bring in the Scottish landscape as well, because I want to, even though it'll be abstracted, I want to be able to bring it in. But what I'm finding so far is bringing in the stags, bringing in the faces. It's not that easy. It's not working. So I think it might end up being that they have to be separate subject matter, just like the portraiture separate and then the stag separate. At the moment, that's what I'm finding, because I'm trying to blend them. And I'm not sure about positioning. It can look really odd having the lady or the character and having the stag. It's like they're vibing for the same space. It's like the focal point is all over the place. So it's like one ends up being lesser than the other. And I don't want that at all, because I think of my stags as very magnificent and majestic. And the characters are very, not melancholy, but they're very intense, or they are sad, or they're contemplating, or they're thinking about something. And I feel like there's two different things going on. So I probably will end up keeping them separate for now. If I think of anything else, then I will do that. But yeah, I'm enjoying myself in the studio. You can see creating all sorts of different things, different tools I'm using to get inspiration. I'm drawing and painting. I've got different subject matters. So these things keep me really engaged in what I'm doing in my studio, and it's a lot of fun. So as I said before, all the stuff that I've shown you is for sale. If you would love any of them, let me know. Like this one, and it's on a hardened surface. It's like, I think it's card on the canvas. So it's really cute. It's a really lovely piece to have up. So if you want any, let me know. Yeah, and so finally, to thank everybody that has been subscribing to my channel. Awesome. That's great. I really appreciate it. Also, just all your lovely comments. It's been amazing. And asking questions that are making me think and are helping me to have a conversation with you here on the channel as I'm speaking. So yeah, it's been quite a fun week. I am going to get back to it now and do whatever else inspires me. I know I need to organize because I want to go into the shops soon. So I need to go through the stock and see what I have to take into the shop and tidy up. Yeah, so I'll be doing some visits hopefully to in the next 2 weeks to the 2 shops to tidy them up, add new stock, bring new stock out and organize them. But yeah, thank you for joining me on the channel today. I am not sure how long this is going to be. I feel like it's going to be really long. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be really long, but that's fine. That's fine. I'll figure out how to edit it. But yeah, thank you so much. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye. Love you. Love you. Thank you.